Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Sammy and EJ. The reasons why, besides the fact that Sammy just bothers me in general, is that she wants to go back to a guy who emotionally abused her for years. And granted, I know that this guy was in a lot of pain. There was days where he just didn't want to be on this planet anymore. But she sacrificed her time. She sacrificed a lot to sit there and get this man back to where he was. And he treated her like dirt for it. Now, granted, yeah, she made a foul. She made a big foul. She made it twice. But EJ has also, he's also cheated before. And just the way he's treated her. So he doesn't really have that, he doesn't really have the high moral ground on this whole thing. But yet, she still wants to be with him. She noticed that he has this ring. She takes divorce papers and she rips them up. And then she starts, kissing them and everything like that. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie. She just looks so pathetic. To be honest, she just looks so pathetic. To be sitting there fighting for a man who treated her like crap. As opposed to a guy who actually genuinely loves her and cares about her for whatever odd reason. And it's just like, nah, I don't want that. I'd rather be with somebody who treated me like garbage. And let's just sit there and let's just go a step further. Let's say she takes him back and they're all good and everything like that. They're all good and happy and all this other stuff like that. That's the type of man that when you do something that he doesn't like, he's just going to treat you like garbage once again. I don't think anybody wants to be with somebody who can just, not just that they flip on you, but that they flip on you and say the most nastiest, dirtiest, mean things possible to someone. How could you even want to be with someone like that? And let's be honest, EJ is one of my favorite characters, and I'm still just like, yo, that's who you want to be with? Rafe and Nicole. So, scumbag known as Rafe is kissing Nicole, the so-called good friend, in the square. So he kisses her, she kisses him back, and then she stops it and slaps Rafe. And I'm like, wait, how are you going to sit there and slap him? And not only were you into the kiss, but you were also kissing him as well. Slaps him. It's like, what are you doing? We're in the middle of the town square. Calls him a bunch of names. Pretty much calls him a jackass. Rafe is all like, I have these feelings. I don't know what to do with them. Blah, blah, blah. His usual crap that he says. I'm just over Rafe at this point. I really am. Specifically the way he's treating Ava and acting like he's a good guy, and yet he is going behind her back. And apparently this guy has a history of doing that, so that's awesome. Talks about these feelings and everything like that, and Nicole's like, oh, I'm supposed to be her friend. I'm like, both of y'all two are trash. To be honest, the way you're acting, both of y'all two are trash. So she starts to walk away. Ray follows her, and Nicole says something along the lines of, if you do that again or whatever, I'm going to sit there and tell Ava. Really? You're going to tell Ava? So Ava walks up and like, tell me what? Now they both make up this BS about Philip and, you know, not telling her because, you know, they were friends and stuff like that. And then, you know, Ava's like, well, y'all two say y'all supposed to see each other. Y'all say y'all were going to see each other. And here you are, seeing each other. And Nicole's like, alright, we're in the town square. Like, we're going to bump into each other from time to time. And I think, you know, Rafe was like, you say you're okay with it. Like, you said it was okay if we saw each other. Now, let's be honest. If your significant other is sitting there questioning you about why you're spending time with that other person, the conversation is not going to go in the direction that you want it to. It's already going downhill. So what he said was, well, I thought you were okay with it. Girl, she's clearly not okay with it, which is why she said that. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and try to act like I'm a guru, like I'm an expert in relationships, or like I'm an expert in women. But I can tell you, if a woman has to sit there and say something like that, it's not good. It's just not good. So anyway, at some point, Nicole leaves, and, you know, they're talking about EJ, and, you know, Rafe was like, you know, that's my friend, and EJ treats him like crap, and he's not a good person, and it's going to be a disaster. And, you know, Ava's like, well, you know, people can change. Rafe brings up Gabby as a really bad example. And I think Ava says something along the lines of, you know, are we good? You know, are you having second thoughts about us? If you are, say something. It's the second time, I think, or maybe the third, I've lost track, how many times that she has given this man an out. What does Rafe do? Nope. I'm just going to continue to be a scumbag and lie to your face. This time, when he was like, nah, everything's good, we're good, I want to be with you, or something along those lines, Ava was not there having a flashback. Like a few minutes ago, when she actually saw them kissing. So now at this point, I'm just like, Ava, what are you doing? You still want to be with this man after he's literally going behind your back and making out with another woman, after you've given him plenty of outs, after he's begged you to stay? I'm gonna be honest, you're starting to become just as bad as Sammy. I mean, Sammy wants to sit there and be with a guy who treats her like dirt. You want to be with a guy who is going behind your back and cheating on you and lying to your face. Okay, I know it's a soap opera, so I'm just gonna try to just woosah this whole thing out of me. But my goodness, it's just, I don't even know what to, I don't even want to sit there and call it bad, pathetic. I have so many more words that I could sit there and use, but I don't want to sit there and keep harping on this. So I'm just gonna woosah it and just move on to the next scene. So Ben finds out that that's the devil. And there's a part where he's sitting there saying, oh, so, I forgot what he was sitting there saying. He was like, so you've been lying to us the whole time. And this, that, and third, like, there was one point where, you know, the devil was like, oh, I forgot what she said, or what he said, but it was something about brain cells. And it was actually pretty funny. And I don't want to sit there and rehash it, because when I say it's going to come out like cringe, but when he said it was actually pretty funny. The point is, there's a few minutes of him not believing it, and Sean is simply trying to get John untied, but it just, the ropes keep getting tighter. But anyway, so now he's confronting the devil, and John is still sitting there and Sean's still sitting there trying to untie John. So at some point, I think Sean tried to walk up to her, the devil, and the devil does some sort of Darth Vader thing, and like chokes him, and then takes a necktie or a tie and wraps it around Ben's throat. So now, like, you know, the devil is like choking Sean and John and Ben. So as the devil's about to walk out, you know, being all super cocky and super arrogant, oh, you know, mere mortals aren't going to sit there and be able to stop me. But Bella hits Bella hits the devil with a brick. And I'm not going to lie, I must have rewound that like about 4 times because it was hilarious. Now Bella was with Sierra, and Sierra was not letting Bella into, you know, she got the password. After talking to Susan and thanking her. And Bella and Sierra are sitting there talking about the devil, and Sierra feels kind of guilty because, you know, she snuck out and left Ben there to defend himself against the devil. So she wants to leave. Well, at first Bella wants to leave, and, you know, Sierra's like, no, you can't do that. Bella's like, I'm leaving anyway, and Sierra's like, I'm going with you, and Bella's like, no, because you are pregnant, and that's just no. So she decides to lock the door, and there was one point where Sierra's like, well, I mean, it's the devil. If he wants to get in, a locked door isn't going to do anything. Lock it anyway. Might want to get some crosses in the house, too. Just get a priest there to put some holy water around or something. Just lock the damn door, and you just... Anyway, she locks the door, and after Bella knocks, you know, out Marlena, and they're talking for a little bit, they notice that Marlena's gone. So Ben rushes straight to the house, and after convincing Sierra that, you know, I'm not the devil, because there was one point where they're sitting there exchanging and talking about how, you know, the devil's after our child and yada yada yada. I'm sitting there thinking, was there nothing that you was going to sit there and test Ben with to open the door before you just let him on in? Like, seriously. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, when they start hugging, I thought that Ben's eyes was going to light up and be like, oh, that's him. I knew you should have did something. Anyway, you got the devil sitting there monologuing like a damn DC villain, talking about how she's going to punish Bella, and she knows just how. Or he. I'm really, you know, kind of confused about that. Why couldn't you just possess a man, just make this so much more easier? Oh, and Allie was sitting there talking to Lucas about how she put in a good word for him as far as Sammy, you know, being with Lucas as opposed to being with EJ, which she even says, you know, when I was there, you know, I saw how EJ treated Sammy, which was like garbage. And, you know, Lucas like, yeah, but even after the whole thing with Nicole, you know, Sammy's wired differently. And that's just going to make her dig in her heels and fight harder. So, while Sammy's sitting, you know, talking to EJ, Nicole walks in. They exchange some words. Sammy's like, you know, whatever divorce paper you give me, I'm just going to sit there and throw them out. I'm just going to fight for you and blah, 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 blah. She walks off, and EJ's just like, you know, I want to be with you, you know, with Nicole. You know, she's my past, she's my future. And, you know, Nicole hugs him. And you can tell the look on both of their faces that they are just lying to each other. Nicole still wants to be with Rafe, and EJ wants to be with Sammy. Or his Samantha. And it's just watching those two. You know what? I don't even think I have words for that, but I'm just like, whatever. Sammy comes back to Allie's place and, you know, telling both of them, Allie and Lucas, that, you know, she's going to fight for her marriage. She, you know, decides, you know, she's not going to sign the divorce papers. and, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be. And Luke is just like, well, I'm going to sit there and fight for you too. And I'm like, bro, seriously? Like, really? I'm kind of just sitting there thinking, well, at this point, it's not like Lucas has a lot of options. He doesn't. He's not going to go back to Nicole. I don't know if they were thinking that. Maybe he could, but I doubt it since Nicole wants to be with Rafe. It's not going to go with Chloe because Chloe is too caught up with, you know, Brady and Philip and now there's this whole murder thing. So Chloe's, you know, off the table. I'm pretty sure he would never want to go out with Kristen, so... And Ava is just out of the question. So he really doesn't have a lot of options. Damn it, maybe they can bring somebody in for him. I was thinking about this morning when I was going to go get breakfast, and I was like, you know... I was like, and in some ways I feel bad for Lucas, in other ways I don't because you're choosing to go with Sammy. But I'm like, you know, he's a good guy. Don't get me wrong, I didn't like him when he first, when I first saw him and he came back and he barged in Nicole's place to sit there and look for Allie. I was like, bro, are you kidding me? I get that that's your daughter, but that's not your house, baby. Like, you don't just walk on in somebody else's property like that. And I remember people were sitting there arguing with me like, oh, well, that's her daughter, and Lucas is this, and Lucas is that, because, you know, when I was watching the show in the beginning, I was still considered an outsider or whatever. So, you know, I had a couple people that was coming at me. I was like, bro, he came in there like an entitled jackass. I don't give a damn if your daughter's in there or not. Are you kidding me? You're just going to barge on in like, bro, listen, you can barge in somebody else's house if you want. You're going to be meeting a shotgun or a baseball bat. So, I was not a fan of him when he first started. But, you know, over time I was like, you know, maybe he's not that bad. It took a long time because it's the whole trip thing. But, I don't know. I started to, I wouldn't sit there and say like him, but he started to become better in my good graces. Part of him just because of the way, you know, I got to sit there and see him as a father and stuff like that, as a brother. I think his choices in women are kind of crap, Sammy and all. And also the actor, I do actually like. So with those a couple of things, I was like, you know, maybe Lucas isn't so bad, you know. And he's not. And he's getting treated like crap in some ways by Sammy. Of course, Sammy's getting treated like crap too, so I guess she's just... I don't even know how to describe that. It's just a lot of crap that's going on. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Anyway, I think that this is pretty much about it. I know I'm forgetting something. I usually feel like I'm forgetting something. So if I am, write it down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.